Hello, it's Rachel from Caramel and Cream. Today I'm going to show you a quick video on how to make this sweet little 21st birthday card using the Pop of Pink Designer Series paper and the Pop of Paradise stamp set. If you haven't seen one of my previous videos before, this is the new Pop of Paradise stamp set, which is available to order now. The new catalogue launched yesterday. A lot of you I know have already had a look at it online. If you haven't, please go and take a look. There is absolutely fabulous products on there. So that's the new Pop of Paradise set. This one was used Melon Mambo. I'm going to do it slightly different this time. We're going to use basic black as the background. So you need some cardstock, that is 10 by 5 inches. Then just score halfway down at 5 to get your 5 by 5 card base. My phone beeping at me, let's turn that off. Then you need some DSP, which measures 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. This is actually from the Pop of Pink pack, and it's the other side to what I used before. So you can mix and match. You need just a strip of black that's going to be big enough to use for when we cut out the numbers. And we're going to use the large number framelit dies for that. These actually match with a stamp set as well, which I can show you. I'm not going to use it today. This is number of years, and you can stamp the numbers and then use the framelets to cut out around it. We're just going to use the framelets today. So we'll get those out ready. We'll get the 2 and the 1. Just for your information, when you get this and you open it, my younger son was looking at it. He was, Mum, they've made a mistake. And I said, why, what's the matter? And he said, there's no number 9. And I looked and I thought, no, that can't be right. And sure enough, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, a 0. And I thought, gosh, you're right, there is no 9. And it took me a moment to realise that actually you just flipped a 6 the other way around. So if you do have this framelit set and you're wondering why you haven't got number 9, just flip it round. I'm sure all of you worked that out, but anyway, maybe I was having a blonde moment that day. So you just need a piece of cardstock that's big enough to fit on your numbers so that we can run that through the big shot in a moment. Then you need a smaller piece of card, which is going to measure 4 by 2 inches. And then a piece of white card, again, which is 4 by 2 inches. So let's start and put this together. So basically, you've scored down, and we're going to just attach our DSP first. You can use snail for this because it is paper, but I'm going to use some Tombow. I'm just going to run across the back and the corners. And just a smidge across to make sure it holds in place. And I'm just going to layer this into the centre of my card. I like Tombow, as I've said before, it gives you that little bit of time to wiggle it into place if you're not quite central. There we go, just push that down. Then using our piece of smaller card that we cut, 4 by 2, you need the triple banner punch. 2 inches is the width of the widest sort of flag or strip that you can cut. You can see there's different ridge sizes, so you can make your banner slightly different size, but this one we're going to go for the widest. Just push your cardstock in as far as it will go. You can check on the back just to make sure that you have come right through. Hold in place and just push down. And the same with the other piece. Pushing as far as it will go. Check you to the end. Yeah, and lined up. And push. Okay. Now onto the white piece, we are going to use our flamingo, which I've just put over here. Bear with me. We're going to use the flamingo from the Pop of Paradise set, and we're going to use Melon Mambo, which is the pink that matches in the DSP. So I'm just going to ink that up. And this just fits on, so just before you press down, make sure you are lined up. Try and bring it down towards the feet, towards the bottom of your flag. You'll see why when we put it all together. And then just push on. And then what we're going to do with these, we're going to offset them lay them just slightly across so that you can see the hint at the back here and just a hint at the bottom. You can see where I've pushed too hard there on the foam. With the polymer stamps, photopolymer stamps, you have to push a little bit firmer. With the ones that are just sort of the sponge kind of mount, you don't have to press quite so hard. So that's obviously where I've inked over and then I've pushed a little bit down the bottom there. We can probably cover that up with a dimensional or something though, so let's not worry. So again, I'm just going to use a little bit of Tombow, but keep it towards this side, because obviously you're going to, when you layer it on, this side's going to lean over. So just down this edge here. And line up the tops. Like I say, just bring it over enough that you can see a hint of the black behind. Push down. Then we're going to use a little hole punch. This is the 1/16 of an inch circle punch. It's the smallest of the ones that we do. So we're going to go, probably mark it just so you can see. We just go, so we're just onto the white there. And then the same in again this side, which will again just mean you're just onto the black behind. Does that make sense? So you'll be pushing through the white and the black. If you just push through the white, it might be a little bit flimsy when we tie it. So just make sure your holes are just going through both pieces of cardstock. It's just a rough guide for you to see where you're going. And punch the hole. If you wanted to measure it and be more precise, then obviously go ahead and do that. I'm just doing this quick for video purposes. Some of the fabulous gold trim, again, I know I'm using this all the time at the moment. In the new brochure, you can actually get some lovely bronze trim, which matches one of the other DSP papers, which is absolutely gorgeous. And there is black as well as silver. It's just threading through from the back. You just have to wiggle it a little bit, and there we go. The other side from the back, because we're going to tie it at the front. So bring your ends so that they're fairly level, and then just going to tie a knot. She says. It's loosening it as I'm doing it. There we go. Just trim off the excess. Okay, and then on the back of this, we're just going to use some of our dimensionals. You could use Tombow, but because you have this trim on the back, it's not sitting exactly flush on your card base. So the dimensionals just gives you that little bit of lift. And we'll make it a little bit more secure. And then the other thing which I do, which you really don't have to do, it's just a habit that I kind of have and like to use. When I've peeled off the backing of the dimensionals, I just run a little bit of Tombow. And once that sets, it just means that there is absolutely no way this little top you've made is going to go anywhere. So, I'm just going to place that along the top there. Press and let that hold. And then we're going to use our big shot and the number framelets. So the sandwich, your platform, your first cutting plate, your card stock. Your number framelets, remember they have a little edge, that's what needs to go down, that's what cuts through. So your 1 and your 2, or whatever numbers that you want to use. And I'm just going to run that through the big shot. I run it through one way and then just run it back through again just to make sure that that's thoroughly cut through. Every big shot is slightly different. Some cut straight through, some take a couple of goes. If you find you're having problems, just add an extra piece of paper or card as a shim, and that might just help you do it. These just push out like so. And all I'm going to do with these is just add a little bit of Tombow to the back. Make sure you have your numbers the right way around when you're putting glue on. You want to make sure you're putting glue on the back. And I'm just going to add those to the bottom corner there. Press and hold for a moment. And this one. Just hold those for a second to take. And let's see, we've probably got something that we could put along the bottom. Let me see if I have my craft knife. Let's have a look. Doesn't really go what we could have done with a melon mambo. But if we just pop this along here, it just hides that little mistake that we made. And sure, we could even add just a couple down the one just to match it in. If you make a mistake, never panic. There's usually a way with card making where you can cover up any little blemishes. And actually, if you'd wanted to, and we did that, you could have just flipped the white card over and stamped the image on the other side, because no one's going to see the other side once it's stuck down to the card below. So there, a quick card using the pop of pink and the Paradise sets with the number framelets. Both options. That one's Melon Mambo, that's a basic black, using the same DSP, just flipped it over. What do you think? Really quick, really easy. Hope you like it. If you do want to order any Stampin' Up products, you can pop over to my blog. The details are below, and there's the shop now button where you can order from there. Have a look through the new catalogue. It is absolutely fabulous. And pop back soon. Thanks so much. Bye.